Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, schedule my thesis defense and provide refreshments for the committee? Sure thing. Finish in time or you'll pay for downtime. When I was just a kid in rural grade school, they brought in a magician to perform in the gymnasium. Don't help any more clients. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Schedule my thesis defense and provide refreshments for the committee? Sure thing. Ages ago I was finishing graduate school and was preparing to defend my PhD thesis. My department had the tradition of requiring the student to coordinate the schedules of 5 full professors to plan the event and to provide coffee and snacks. Okay, I'm on it. Quick backstory points. I had more than a dozen publications, including a smaller number of first author, so there was no way I wasn't passing without scuttling my advisor's and his colleagues' work as well. The various department admins, with a few exceptions, considered students to be an impediment to their lives of gossip, and sitting around so scheduling meant I needed to go to each one, get their prof's schedule and then compare with all the others to find an available time, since electronic calendars were sci-fi at this moment in history, mid-80s. Finally, as this was the mid-80s, good coffee in the hinterlands of mid-American land-grant universities was a rarity. However, our lab was the go-to place to get coffee since I was the coffee master. This was no skill or knowledge of my own, but due to my then girlfriend, now wife, 40 years later, whose parents eloped to Europe and came back with all these weird ideas like espresso and garlic. A local co-op stocked various roasts and I had turned on the lab, and then the department. It is springtime and the stage is set. I trudge around to all the profs' offices, getting their schedules. The Memorial Day holiday is coming up soon, which marks the gap between spring and summer terms. Profs want time off and I want out, so I obligingly look for a time before that. Curiously, although their schedules had more openings than I expected, the only time I could find when they were all free was 3 p.m. on the Friday before the Memorial Day weekend. Since no one cared to cross-check, the date was on. Friday rolls around and I'm in a suit, girlfriend has baked rich, thick brownies, and there's a steaming pot of Italian roast coffee at the back of the room. Yeah, it's decaf. I proceed to give the most deliberately tedious presentation of my work that I have ever done, before or since. It was kind of cute, watching them get up and grab another cup of coffee, but to no avail. I had 3 of them asleep in the first hour. The committee's candidate out of the room conversation may have set a record for speed. I passed without objections. I should have graduated with honors since one of them was snoring. Finish in time or you'll pay for downtime. About 20 years ago, I was working for a general computer service shop. We got a contract with a printer manufacturer to do preventative maintenance at Chrysler for their barcode printers. I went to the factory and followed the procedure for 3 different printers. It involved disassembling a few bits and cleaning any paper shavings and applying some sort of rubber renewer on the rollers. The whole checklist took about 20 minutes. I had an escort for the job as the factory is a huge place. We walked down to the end of the line, where the cars roll off, get their final barcode slapped on, scanned and off to storage. I was performing maintenance on the final barcode printer, as the line was shut down. I started taking tools and supplies out of my work bag, getting ready to work on the printer. My escort says to me, "I hope this doesn't take more than 15 minutes. That's when the line starts up again. It's $15,000 for every 60 seconds the line is down, and we'll be sure to send you the bill if you go over." At this point, I begin taking the tools and supplies off the table and putting them back in my bag. He asked me, "What are you doing?" I responded, "I'm leaving. These printers take about 20 minutes, and I'm not authorized to risk $15,000 per minute. Please give your service rep a call when you have more time." He started blustering that they needed the work done as I calmly put the supplies back in my bag. He escorted me out without saying much else. A couple of weeks later, we got a call to go back. The entire line was shut down for the day and a manager took me to the printer. He told me that the line gets shut down all the time for various issues, and that the guy who brought me around got in a bit of trouble, but he was union, so what can you do? When I was just a kid in rural grade school, they brought in a magician to perform in the gymnasium. Suffice to say, the magician wasn't very good. I somehow made the mistake of getting their attention, so I was called up on stage. I think I was heckling them. I was pretty young and don't remember the specifics, but he gave me 2 rings that were interconnected so that I could be distracted with the task of taking them apart. They were trick rings with a gap so that they could be dramatically linked or unlinked if the magician were to use sleight of hand and timing to pull it off. This was a mistake. I pulled apart the rings. I gave the rings back to the magician and he then performed another trick where he removed a pair of heart-printed underwear from behind me to laughter and applause. I said, "That's not my underwear," because I was embarrassed, and then I pulled my pants down to prove it. I'm pretty sure he didn't play any more school gymnasiums for the remainder of his career, but at the time I thought I was the one who got embarrassed on stage. Malicious compliance for helping his act when he gave me the tools to do so. Don't help any more clients. A pandemic story. I work in a distribution job, but we used to allow clients to come in and pick out what they want. Walk around the warehouse and do their own shopping. It got in the way of colleagues trying pick orders, but when do managers care? Key phrase is used to. When the pandemic happened, we changed things. Clients couldn't come in. Instead, they were to wait near the entrance and ring a bell for assistance. The idea was that whoever was available would go over, take their order, pick it, pack it, and send them on their way. The orders from the manager were that everyone was to help walk in clients. Everyone. They did not. Almost all the time it was me or one of 2 others. Usually me. My particular role in that place was to make sure that all orders were picked correctly, packed securely, and actually sent out. That last part wasn't my job. I just did it to help. If I don't do my part, the company makes no money. One very busy day there is a queue out the door and it's busy for everyone. The manager decided quickly to get everyone picking orders. Even telesales, reception, and himself. Who helps clients? Only me. I try to stay on top of my job, but with many people dumping orders for me to sort out and no one helping clients, it's hard. I ask manager for help. Point out I'm alone on my job and client desk. I'll sort it, don't worry. I'll sort it. He does nothing. No help for little old me. So I choose to abandon my job completely to focus on the clients that are now lined up out the door. An hour passes. Things are a mess. Manager approaches whilst I'm talking to a client. "What the hell are you doing? Why is there so much still to be sent out?" "Excuse me." I say to the client. "There is a line out the door. You said you would do something but you haven't done anything. Somebody has to help the clients and I'm the only one willing. That's what the hell I'm doing." He goes quiet for a minute. Seeing the line of clients for the first time. This line of clients is not hidden away where they can't be noticed. The line is blocking things up outside. Don't help any more clients. I'll do that. Just do your job. My job. Just my job. Happy to. The thing about everything I do, it's mostly extras to help out. I don't need to make sure the orders get sent. It's not my job. Simply no one else will do it though. So I start checking orders. Packing them. Making sure the stock goes through the system as being sold. Then I leave everything for someone else to send out. To notify the carrier service we use. To make sure everything is taken. All the while I'm taking my time to do just my job. Manager helps clients himself. Yeah, he doesn't have a clue how the computer system works either, so he spends half an hour per client. The day ends. He doesn't say anything to me. The following week I have a new person working with me. To help make sure things get done. I never started helping clients or doing extras again. He had to learn how to do that himself. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.